The future of Minnesota Vikings cornerback Jeff Gladney is up in the air after charges of felony assault came down this week. Now, we talked about the situation in a previous video. The allegations are obviously disturbing, but there is a process, and we're trying to be fair to both the accuser as well as Gladney. But we gotten a lot of questions about if the Vikings do cut Gladney, what is the cap ramifications? What about the guarantees? So we want to strictly focus on that. And TBD what the Vikings are going to do here, because I think if they were going to cut him, I think they would have done it already, like they did with Caleb Jones in 2018 after he was arrested for domestic assault. He was cut 3 days later. But also, they let the process play out with cornerback Chris Cook in 2011 when he was accused of felony domestic assault. That case actually went to trial, and Cook was ultimately acquitted, and they played 2 more years for the Vikings, and that was with the Wilfs as owners. And I think that this is a top-down decision. TBD what the Wilfs want to do in this spot. Now, Cook was a starter. He was a second-round pick, and Jones was a fringe roster dude. That obviously will play in. I think the Vikings will potentially let this thing play out, barring more information coming out, because Gladney was a first-round pick. If he was a practice squad dude, he would already be gone. It is what it is, right? But like we said, as this process plays out, maybe the Vikings will ultimately cut him, and we wanted to walk through the financial ramifications. So Jeff Gladney has a 4-year, $10.991 million deal, $5.553 million signing bonus, which has already been paid. His base salaries in 2021, next year, as well as $910K of his 2023 base salary are also fully guaranteed. So about $3.629 million more is guaranteed in total. If the Vikings cut him before June 1st, they would have to eat $7.8 million dead versus the cap. After June 1st would be $2.498 million dead this year, $5.3 million dead in 2022. But there is language in NFL contracts that can void guarantees and even give teams cause to claw back signing bonuses and freeing that up against their salary caps. Of course, the famous example of this is Aaron Hernandez, whose 5-year, $40 million deal went poof after he was arrested for murder. But even if Gladney is simply suspended or fined, the Vikings might be able to walk away with 0 cap hit. Now, the obvious example is Isaiah Wilson, who was suspended by the Titans, traded to the Dolphins, and then when he was cut after 3 days, Miami had 0 cap hit when released due to his guarantees being voided after suspension. Now, what about being fined? So Andrew Brandt of Sports Illustrated, former VP of the Greasy Grimy Green Bay Packers, wrote this about rookie contracts, quote, "A more sinister trend is developing. Teams are negotiating language that voids erases future guarantees, not only for suspensions, but also for a fine. Think about this scenario. Player is late to a meeting, perhaps because his car broke down, blah, 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 and is fined for being late, triggering the void of millions or even tens of millions for future guarantees." Now, that's a pretty low-key example. Gladney's obviously is pretty more blatant, but not only for league fines, but also for team fines. So ipso facto, if the Vikings want to go down the road, they could fine Gladney, or the league could suspend him, and then poof, there goes the guarantees, and the team may even have cause to claw back that signing bonus. And since most rookie deals are boilerplate, it's likely the Vikings have similar provisions. So we'll see. The Vikings might be waiting on this decision on that as well. Maybe the league will take some action. Maybe he'll be placed on the commissioner's exempt list. And it's obviously a terrible and unfortunate situation, but just want to walk through the financial ramifications for the team if it does come down to eventually releasing Jeff Gladney. But your thoughts, let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, pull some of the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.